This is Diane Davis, Out and About. Well, today it is about one of my absolute favorite performers in Las Vegas, Mark OToole.
Thank you. Hi, Diane.
Hi, Mark.
It's when you said favorite, I thought you were going to say Tony Arias. Because he's my favorite. And Kelly, all of our friends.
Clint Holmes.
No, I don't like Clint.
Oh.
But I do like Kelly. No, of course I like Clint.
How long have we known each other? I don't even know.
You, let me see. You had darker hair, so that's a while ago.
Not true.
No.
Not.
No, you've always been short.
I was one of the people
Yeah.
that didn't have to worry about their roots during COVID because.
Yeah, I tried it. During COVID, somebody said, don't dye, just let it dry. And I looked my age and I'm like, I can't have that. I don't dye my hair to the color like Rich Little, black, but it's, it's brown.
Clint, it works on Clint.
Yeah, Clint looks good.
Oh, we're not here to talk about
No.
Tony or Kelly or Clint. We're here to talk about Mark OToole.
Oh,
You are a treasure to my community. I live in Sun City Anthem. It's an age-restrictive, active senior community, and you have created the Mark OToole variety show up there. How many seats in the theater?
I think 296,
So,
except the ones that we give free tickets to the shows to.
which is not, don't even go.
Anyway, no, it holds about 306.
Every other week, he's filling the theater with 300 people. And I've got to tell you, folks, the audiences come in happy because they know they're going to have a good time. And oh my gosh, they do it. How many guests did you have on your last show?
Just depends.
The last one.
Maybe 8.
That's ridiculous.
It is, and we do it all in 90 minutes.
And the seniors have learned that they have to go to the restroom before the show.
Before the show.
Because it's not an hour and 15 minutes.
It's an hour and 90. It's a 90-minute show. A 90-minute show.
Sometimes even more.
A little bit. Very rarely. I try to keep a tight schedule, but I'm getting better. After the 50th show coming up, that my skills have gotten a lot better than what they were.
So we haven't even talked about your skills or where you came from or any of that. We've just talked about the show because it's so wonderful, and it's like 2 Wednesdays a month, Sun City Anthem in Henderson.
Mm-hmm.
So we've covered that part of it. But I was reading up about this little 8-year-old boy who sang in the church choir. And when did you know that you were going into? Do you call yourself a singer or an entertainer? Or just a hot stud? What?
I just was a kid who I didn't have a great childhood.
And you grew up in the.
I grew up in Dorchester, Massachusetts,
Yeah.
and then I moved to Weymouth, which is the South Shore of Massachusetts, and everybody in my family was a cop, and I was an only kid, so I was kind of a spoiled kid. I didn't have a lot of friends. I was into the arts, and I kind of didn't have a great childhood, meaning I was ridiculed a lot in high school. So I kind of escaped into the world of, I just was not one of the jocks, And so I found myself going into guitar club and going into the drama, and kind of I wanted to take my personality and I didn't like who I was because of the way the kids would pick on me all the time. So I kind of disappeared into acting and singing. And by doing so and becoming an alter ego, I would make crank phone calls pretending to be somebody else. And because of that,
you made them to the radio station.
Right into the radio stations. And then Jay Thomas, who was on Mork and Mindy and Murphy Brown, and he was Eddie LeBecq on Cheers. He heard me doing these voices, and at the age of 27, he asked me if I would come and produce his multi-million-dollar show that was in Los Angeles.
Awesome.
So at the age of 27, I took all of these things that were, against me and being ridiculed as a kid and turned them into a positive.
Okay, now, when was Star Search?
1994.
So how old were you then?
I was 34. Okay. And my friend Beth Hart.
Late bloomer.
I was, yeah, and everything. Don't touch me.
Oh.
So it's okay.
I forgot.
No, it's just a joke.
I forgot. It's a joke. It's all right.
So anyway, so at 34, at 33, I tried out for Star Search. I actually tried out in the early 80s, but they never called me back. I wasn't ready. And at 33, I tried out, and then my friend Beth Hart, she won Star Search, and she said, try out for Star Search.
Okay,
And
now
I'm like,
guys,
you know.
wait till you hear this.
So
You won over who?
just people, you know.
Just
How it works is only 1 out of 84,000 people
Okay.
gets picked to audition.
Yeah.
So when they heard my audition, they called me and they said, we need you right away. And they literally flew me, and I was on stage 5 hours after my phone call,
Wow.
and I knew I had to win. And if I didn't win, I would have to save face by doing some horrible thing when I came home, but I actually won. And it was the same week that I won Star Search that I took Bob Stupak to court.
Oh my gosh.
I took the mafia to court, and I won because he physically assaulted me, and we were at a
Bob
party.
Stupak owned a hotel in Vegas called.
It's now called the Stratosphere. It used to be
Anybody
the
out
Vegas, there? The Vegas World, is something.
We know him. All right.
Anyway, so
Whatever.
I was at this party,
Yeah.
and I got beat up, and the McGuire sisters were there, and Bob Stupak, and I ended up taking them to court and winning $5,000 judgment. And the same day I won Star Search, I found this all out. So that was my introduction to Las Vegas.
Okay.
The very first week I was here.
And that's how many years ago?
That was in well, I was 34. So that was my introduction to
Okay.
Vegas. So I sang, I did all that, I went through it all, had cancer in 2007.
Oh, let's talk about that. Not only, you had, what kind of cancer was?
I had stage 4, like a leukemic lymphoma. And I just got off the stage. I was at the Paris hotel and came home and I was taking a shower and I noticed a bump. And within a week, I had hundreds of bumps all over me.
They pretty much
They told me I was
put
done.
your affairs in order.
I did, yeah. My friends came in to say
all
goodbye.
these years later.
I can't believe it. I'm
Here you
still
are.
here.
Now let's talk about let's talk about what you're doing now. How did you find your friends? I've seen his show many times. It's a basic Johnny Carson format. They sing, they sit next to you, you talk to them. But the trick is to be a good talker. You start off your show when there's time, you sing a song.
I try to.
Yeah. And then you bring on all these guests and we get to know them.
Yeah. That's the premise of the show. I think the reason why the show is doing so well is not only do we invite the guests to come on, but they have a chance to actually sit and talk for a good 7 minutes about their career and they're promoting whatever show they're doing and how they get to where they are.
It's Vegas,
because
baby.
a lot of people like Genevieve or Tony Arias, so the people we all know in the community will come on the show, but
You don't know them.
you don't get to know them. You know the performer. So, but the opportunity that my show gives is the audience gets to find out how they got to be that person.
Yeah.
You know, in their career and who they are.
You leave your show feeling like you know them.
That's the whole point.
It's not just that persona that's up on stage.
Correct.
And then you've done some specials like Sally Struthers.
Sally Struthers and Bob Anderson and we've got some really.
You did a salute to the fabulous Barbara Brighton. Oh my gosh, who's been in the business for all these years, and you gave her moment.
And and it was lovely. But the thing is, the most important thing about the show is that everybody. It is a small town, and sometimes in our entertainment industry here, we tend to praise the same people over and over again, the same 5 people, and they're great.
Yes.
Zoe Bowie's great. Clint Holmes is great. There's so many wonderful people that are great, but we give an opportunity for everybody in town to be seen, from the Barbara Brightons to the people playing at the Tuscany or the Strip or the people coming from Broadway or people from television. So it doesn't matter what walk of life, we're going to give you the same attention we give everybody.
Yeah.
That's what
So how many hours does it take to prepare for it?
it takes me 2 weeks to do one show.
And how are you when you're done? Are you like up or are you like exhausted?
I'm very up. I get up at 7 o'clock in the morning. We set up for the show. And the thing about the show is there's no script, absolutely no script at all. And that's why I love the show. We don't know what's going to happen from 1 second.
So we just have a minute or two left.
Yep.
Let's talk about Mark OToole.
Yeah.
How do you relax?
I go home. I try not to think of anything. I'm like Michael Grimm. Michael Grimm says, I do a project, and once it's done, I send it on down the line, and I don't think about it ever again. You know, I don't like watching myself. I don't like listening to the show. I just do the show, make sure the people are happy, and that's my goal. every
Favorite
2
TV
weeks.
show?
My favorite TV show. I just don't even. I don't watch TV very rarely.
Okay.
Try not to.
Favorite kind of food?
Chinese.
Good place for it in
Yeah,
Vegas. Oh
yeah,
my gosh,
yeah.
there's so many.
That is great food.
What's on your bucket list?
I want to expand the show and make sure the entire country gets to. That's a whole new thing that we're working on right now. So
Okay.
yeah, that's the next
All right.
step.
But in the meantime, Sun City Anthem in Henderson,
First and third Wednesday of every month.
first and third Wednesday. And if you want tickets, you got to be awake at 8 a.m. to call in or be in line to get them.
Yep, tickets sell out. 600 seats
This
within
has
an
been
hour.
so much fun.
Thanks. Yeah, yes.
Thank you, Mark.
Love you.
O'Toole.
Thank you,
I love
Diane Davis.
Hi to Chet.
I will. Thanks.
Yeah, we didn't mention his wonderful husband of how many years?
It's been too long. I don't know why.
How
I don't know why
How
they
many?
made such a fuss about gay marriage. I'm miserable just like everybody else. But
Good
anyway.
one.
All right.
Take care.
You too.
This has been Diane Davis, out and about.